Good afternoon, 4:03 now here on your hometown station. This is 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. I'm Rick G, and for Aaron Delatorre this afternoon, I'm sitting here with author Frank Butterworth. Good afternoon, Frank.
Hi, good afternoon.
Would you talk right into that mic for me? Get it right up close into that mic. Say hi to everybody.
Okay, hello everybody.
How are you doing today, Frank?
I'm great. Trying to keep cool. It's hot out there.
It is very hot outside, isn't it?
Yep.
And it isn't as hot, I'm sure, as it was when, in 1931 when this book was written. Now, let's get into this. This is an interesting book. Now, although you are an author, this book was actually written by your mother, Katie.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, my mother was a writer her whole life. She started probably in junior high school, and then she just continued. But she got married and then had an opportunity to write a novel. And she and my father went to France for a vacation, actually a honeymoon.
Wow.
And they and she got this news story while they were living in southern France, and it was so exciting and so amazing that she actually based that story on this novel, The Heart of an Artichoke.
Which we do have available here, and we will have a copy that we'll give away to a listener who calls 298 KHTS. But tell me about some of the story. What is the story that they found so interesting over there?
The story about the book.
Yes.
Yeah. So, any case, it was, I say, it was written in 1931. It was my parents were they were in France. That was during this Great Depression.
Yeah.
And so
right at the beginning of it.
Yes. And so as a result, they were kind of nervous because they didn't have any money.
Of
All
course.
their savings were lost. And so they really had to scramble to get by. But the story, as I say, is that it's about an American woman who has two children and a husband, and she talked him into going to France for a year sabbatical, so to speak. He had a auto agency and a garage back in New Jersey, and when he realized that the economy was going south, he actually had to leave, and he tried to talk his wife into going with him, but she said, "No way, I'm going to stay here." And this is when the trouble started.
Well, yeah, I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah, because then he was home trying to save his bacon, or the family bacon,
Yeah.
and she was starting to flirt around with this very handsome Frenchman.
Right.
And so, what could go wrong, right?
Well, how old was she when, she must have been in her, early 20s?
She was 31 years old.
Okay, so
Yeah,
she
she
was
was about 31. She was born at the beginning of the century.
Gotcha. So she was a young woman in France and just...
Now, the woman in the book,
Yeah.
she had two children. I don't know. You do the math. So, I don't know. Maybe she was 28. She thought she still had it, and so she was kind of falling in love with this Frenchman.
Yeah.
And so, any case. This guy was kind of a Lothario. He was a womanizer.
Okay.
And he already had two girlfriends, and he was working on his third one. This was simultaneous.
Right.
And so this is one of the things about this title is it Heart of an Artichoke. This is an expression. It's an old one. You won't hear it anymore probably unless you watch All About Eve, the classic movie. But this title refers to a man who has no compunctions with women. He dates them, makes love, and throws them away, and breaks hearts all over the place. He has no care. He's not going to settle down, and so the expression is he had the heart of an artichoke.
The heart of an artichoke. I guess what we would now call a player.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. In any case, the cover here was kind of neat because I got the artist to actually cut an artichoke in half, put some blood on it. Now, this is a little bit of, again, is what's going to happen here. We have an expended 9mm shells below there.
Yeah, I do see that.
There's going to be a little bit of action going on later in the book. But the thing is that these petals, each petal represents a woman he's deflowered, and the petal is thrown away. And so when he's finished with his artichoke, all he's left is with himself. the heart.
Wow. So is this fiction or nonfiction?
This is nonfiction, but it was influenced by a news story that that happened while they were there.
Okay, gotcha. So while they were there, so this isn't actually your mother's story per se.
No, this is not autobiographical. No, this is this was a kind of, it just sort of came to her because it was in the news every day, and it kind of unfolded.
Right. And where can people find this book? I mean, we're going to be giving away a copy. If you're interested in receiving a copy of this book, we have a few copies, and you can call 298-KHTS to receive your copy right now. But where can people find the book?
You can get it at Amazon.com. I think it's about, I don't know, it's about $15 or $10. I can't remember. You'll have to look it up on Amazon.com. It's available in the electronic version, which is about half the price.
Perfect. Frank, thank you so much for joining us today. Head over to Amazon.com and check out The Heart of an Artichoke, written by Katie Butterworth. And, of course, Frank Butterworth, author. Thank you for joining us today here on KHTS to talk about your book.
Thank you, Rick.
We'll take a quick
Great to
break.
be here.
We'll be back after this.